My friends, the Great Reset is no conspiracy theory. It is a conspiracy fact. Although I don't think you really need to call it a conspiracy, there is a great effort to use COVID-19 to trigger what they call the Great Reset, essentially reimagining the global economy. Well, I don't want to mince words. I want to make sure I show you exactly what the World Economic Forum is saying and what the Great Reset really is. This is one of the reasons many people believe Donald Trump cannot win. Foreign influence and interference wants Joe Biden to be president to help bring about what they call the Great Reset. I don't know about any grand conspiracy in that regard, but I can tell you this. Since COVID-19 swept across this world, there has been a collapse of many economies and a massive shutdown. Many businesses were completely destroyed. From the ashes, the World Economic Forum is proposing we do something dramatically different, taking advantage of the crisis in order to change the economy, as it were. Let me show you. They say this, the context. This is from the World Economic Forum website. It is certified by NewsGuard, across the board. This is not a conspiracy. The COVID-19 crisis and the political, economic, and social disruptions it has caused is fundamentally changing the traditional context for decision-making. The inconsistencies, inadequacies, and contradictions of multiple systems, from health and financial to energy and education, are more exposed than ever amidst a global context of concern for lives, livelihoods, and the planet. Leaders find themselves at a historic crossroads, managing short-term pressures against medium and long-term uncertainties. The opportunity. As we enter a unique window of opportunity to shape the recovery, this initiative will offer insights to help inform all those determining the future state of global relations, the direction of national economies, the priorities of societies, the nature of business models, and the management of a global commons. Drawing from the vision and vast expertise of the leaders engaged across the forum's communities, the Great Reset Initiative has a set of dimensions to build a new social contract that honors the dignity of every human being. Join the Sustainable Development Impact Summit. They mention their partners, Uplink, blah, 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 blah. Our contribution. The World Economic Forum has developed a reputation as a trusted platform for informed collaboration and cooperation between all stakeholders, reinforced by a track record of success of over 5 decades. The forum now offers its experience in building purpose-driven communities in service of the extraordinary challenge and opportunity the world faces for a great reset. The forum provides an unparalleled platform for creating, shaping, and delivering collaborative solutions for the future through its, status as an international organization, hub for cutting ideas, blah, 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 blah. The Great Reset Dialogues. In the run-up to the annual meeting, the forum will host a virtual series, the Great Reset Dialogues. These dialogues are a joint initiative of the World Economic Forum and HRH, the Prince of Wales. During these dialogues, various key stakeholders will discuss core dimensions of the Great Reset. Related articles. What is intersectionality, and how can it help businesses tackle diversity and inclusion? Yes, companies can save capitalism and the planet. This week's Great Reset. Jobs reset. Why intentional learning is the most important skill to learn right now. The Great Reset, harnessing the fourth industrial revolution. 2020 is the year that might save us. Emissions have fallen, blah, blah, blah. What you need to know about equity, inclusion, and social justice in the workplace. That's what the Great Reset is. Taking advantage of COVID with the World Economic Forum for a global intersectional reset to bring about a new economy that they say will save capitalism. This is one skill that will future-proof you for the jobs market. Let me show you this. This is the article. Companies can save capitalism. This is part of their podcast. They mention the World Economic Forum issued the Davos Manifesto with the idea that companies must not only serve their shareholders, but all stakeholders, everyone their actions might affect. This is not a conspiracy. I don't know. I don't want to frame it in any particular way. I don't want to act like, I don't know. Look, I'll put it this way. It seems that there are powerful international global interests that want to reshape the global order, as it were. I find this funny because it's as close close to like New World Order conspiracy stuff as you can get, but it's overt. It's the World Economic Forum. It's a mainstream, international, and extremely powerful and influential organization. The World Economic Forum has their Davos summit. They've actually been to the peripheral events happening in Davos. It was really crazy. It was like a major blizzard. And I got to meet a lot of these people and their plans for things like cryptocurrency. And there's a lot of really funny things about all of this that people don't seem to realize. Alex Jones is a really great example of the individual who calls out, say, like the globalists and the New World Order and things like that. The problem with Alex Jones, in my opinion, is that he finds something that is a morsel of truth and then takes it in a ridiculous direction. For example, and then we'll talk about reshaping the global economy and Bitcoin and crypto and how I think that's a big part of it. Alex Jones talked on the Joe Rogan podcast about, cell towers and human animal hybrids and weird stuff like that. Stuff that's like clearly over the top and kind of crazy. But of course, there's usually a morsel of truth in these stories, notably turning the frickin' frogs gay. Well, he was talking about a study on something called atrazine, which disrupted the endocrine systems of frogs. Okay, that makes it sound much more boring when I say it the way I did. Now, whether or not this study is confirmed or true, I believe they've later come out with more research saying that they don't believe it to be as serious as previously described. But it was disrupting the endocrine systems of frogs, which is, like sexual reproduction and things like that. Let me tell you, outside of anything he may have claimed or why they banned him, sure, whatever, there is a morsel of truth to this idea that there is an effort to create a global economic, I don't know what you want to call it, system, I suppose. And we're looking at it. There's an urgent need for global stakeholders to cooperate. What do they define stakeholders as? Everyone affected by every company. So this is what we heard from Jack Dorsey. When I was on the Joe Rogan podcast, he said we serve a global audience. He doesn't care about the United States. He cares about the world. I can respect caring about the world, but I also think you need to respect the lives and the cultures of the people in their countries. Otherwise, you will get violence, chaos, and disruption. And I'll tell you this, man, it's remarkable to me, the arrogance of these people in thinking they can stuff a boot down someone's throat and this will work. My advice to all of you is you have to respect the country, the people in it, what they want, their goals. Otherwise, you just get war. Of course, these people see a great opportunity in COVID-19. They see, as these Democratic governors just shut down their local economies, it's the opportunity to run in full speed and make this great reset happen. And I'll tell you this, I believe Bitcoin and cryptocurrency will play a substantial role in this. I remember when Bitcoin started gaining prominence, I've actually known about it for quite some time. It was 2011. If you're not familiar with cryptocurrencies, they're basically encryption keys that can function as digital hard assets that can't be replicated, which means they're stores of value in a digital space. It's a tremendous invention, by the way. Before this, you could just copy anything online. With crypto, you can essentially make it so something can't actually be copied and it's physically owned by an individual. I started, a lot of libertarians and anarchists, right-wing anarchists, liked Bitcoin because it operated outside the confines of the U.S. economy. They couldn't tax it. It was hard to find, hard to trace, and it held value. I asked many of these people early on, Bitcoin tracks every transaction. That metadata will make it so they know exactly what you're doing and when you're doing it. And they were like, what do you mean? The US dollar is a piece of paper I can freely trade. They can't track that. In order to create some kind of constrained global system, they need to be able to track every transaction. Bitcoin allows that. Now, these other cryptocurrencies, these other, whatever, I'm not going to swear, but they have a name for them. I don't think most of them will go anywhere at all. I think Bitcoin is the key asset. I think that will allow instant global trade, transactions, and tracking. Of course, there has been Monero, which is a crypto that you can't track. So there are, tools and assets created outside of this. Here's my point. They're doing it. It's called the Great Reset. They're taking advantage of COVID-19 to implement it because of the economic shutdown. They're going to try. We'll see if it plays out. A goal, or in order to make this happen, Trump absolutely has to lose. So a lot of people believe this goal from the World Economic Forum is why they're trying to shut down Donald Trump and why he shouldn't have won in the first place, blah, blah, blah. Thus, Trump will not win. That's the speculation. I don't know about any of that. Just because they want to do this doesn't mean they can, doesn't mean they have the power to do it, but maybe they will. I don't know. But I'll tell you what. People underestimate Bitcoin's role in making something like this happen. So let me just say, people have been sending me stuff about the Great Reset. A lot of people have been talking about it. It's a real thing on their website. Hopefully I made that clear. But I'll leave you with one final thought. First, I own Bitcoin. Yes, I do. I do not actively trade in crypto, and I don't really care all that much about it. I have not bought any in quite some time, but people can donate. I have it on my website if people want to send it to me. I am giving you this full disclosure because I believe Bitcoin is going to reach ridiculous prices. Now, Max Kaiser, if you know Max, talks about Bitcoin skyrocketing, doubling, tripling, quadrupling in value. I believe Bitcoin will reach, I think the value of one Bitcoin is going to be an absolutely psychotic number. I don't want to give any hard numbers, but if you think $13,000 for a Bitcoin right now is a lot of money, wait 1 year. Wait 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I think some people who own only a couple might never have to work again. I don't want to give any hard numbers, but I'll tell you, I think Bitcoin is going to become worth an extremely large sum of money. Because what you need to understand about one Bitcoin is that it has 8 decimal points. So the smallest tier of a Bitcoin is called a Satoshi. It is 8 decimal points, 1. So if you have one Bitcoin, you've got a lot of those. I believe they're going to be worth a ridiculous sum of money. Ridiculous. Look at what the World Economic Forum wants. How do you implement a global currency? They already did. PayPal recently announced some trading with crypto. I think it's going to go nuts. And I think the Great Reset is going to be happening one way or another, with or without us. We'll see how things play out. Maybe Trump will win, maybe he won't. I don't know for sure. But thanks for hanging out. I'll see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the next segment.